Bishop David Ibiyeomie of the Salvation Ministries provoked a doctrinal controversy when he gave a sermon that Jesus hated poverty and never associated with poor people. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, is stinging the bishop by describing the sermon as a distortion of Christ's mission and an insult to biblical truth. CAN warns Christians not to be misled by such teachings. We had also been warned about false prophecy. Kayode, here we are again. Did we see this coming?
For whatever context the clergyman was trying to preach the message, I think he got it wrong. And there is a need for him to actually retract that statement and probably apologize and probably put it in whatever context he wanted to communicate. Because this is a call, you know, to some kind of desperation by followers. It's a call to some kind of discrimination by members of or whoever is listening. And you know, everything is so digital now that you may not just be speaking to the 5,000 people that were listening to him. These things went viral. Somebody may listen to it and pushed it, and that's why we're still talking. Some may have a huge respect for his personality, and coming up with such controversial, unfounded, because what he did was just to, you know, make some inference which is not thorough, which is not...
Let me underscore what the CAN said. It's a complete distortion.
The word is complete.
To text in the Holy Book. But Wale, in his Sermon on the Mount, if you remember, recorded in Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 to 12, Jesus talked about the 8 blessings, the Beatitudes. Yeah. In fact, the first one, Kayode will remember this. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. And I think talking about the poor, it is so scandalous that anybody will claim that Jesus Christ that actually lived and died for the poor. He lived and died for the poor. You know, somebody will now claim that he never loved,
For instance, our colleague Kayode talked about his feeding of the 5,000.
In Luke,
these were not 5,000
in Luke chapter 6, he said, blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God.
Okay.
And in Matthew 19:21, if you wish to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give the money to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then world, you know. But what is clear is that we should not allow ourselves to be misled. And I'm happy that the Christian Association of Nigeria has come out openly.
Has intervened,
Because if you are trying to, you know, stigmatize poverty, then I think it's a sin on its own. A lot of people are poor, not out of their own making, but because of the socio-economic circumstances. And a lot of people are also rich because they got their money through crooked and through, you know, scandalous means. There are a lot of decent people who are poor, honest people who are poor. It does not mean they are irresponsible.
Well, my little knowledge of the Bible, Kayode, you attest to this. There was a certain rich man in the Bible.
Exactly.
He had wahala. And so being rich or poor does not...
At all. It does not actually... It's not a ticket to...
And the word,
to
like Wale said, it is even relative. The so-called rich, you understand, may not have enough.
Because the bishop mentioned some names in the Bible. Matthew, he said, look at the people he associated with.
Zacchaeus. I think contextually...
What about the lepers that Jesus healed? What about the blind, ordinary people that could not walk? That, you know, God lifted them up and healed them.
So he did not, and he does not hate the poor.
Silver and gold have I none, but...
those are disciples. What I have, I give unto you.
That's it.
Awesome. I think, like I said, whatever context, whatever things he has said, he needs to retract his steps and probably explain. Apology is the first word. Then explain, because for the fact that you have this man happens to be one of the pastors that have the largest church in Nigeria, the growing church. He holds like 5 services So the last time I traveled to Port Harcourt, I found out that it was like 5 services in one day. So don't let us underrate this. What he said is the bigger picture. Know God for yourself. Know what the Bible tells you. No, there is no gate man for you to know God.
So one more time, may God bless your Easter, even as you listen to the right teachings.
Yesterday, TVC presenters were having a discussion like you guys just saw. And of course, this same issue of a statement by Pastor David Ibiyeomie, and of course, the reaction and the social media brouhaha it has generated over the last 7 days. And a lot was said. But what I wanted to focus on is the issue that has to do with apology, right? Now, of course, a lot of people will argue that, okay, if the statement is wrong, Bishop, Pastor David Ibiyeomie should apologize. Now, he gave clarifications yesterday in his response that I posted earlier on this page, replying to pastors who have called him out and even suggesting that some of them may not actually like him, and that is why, they were calling him out. Now, I somehow believe that contrary to, unlike the first video that was about 30 seconds, right? The response he gave, which was close to 10 minutes, he basically explained everything and the motive behind, or let me say, the main message behind what he was trying to convey. Some have also argued that this whole issue is as a result of the way the message came out, right? In his video yesterday, Sunday, Easter service message, he kept insisting that poverty, people should hate poverty. That was just, he kept insisting that he is unapologetic about that and that people must hate poverty. Now, like I said in my previous videos, this is a sensitive issue, right? It is personal. And just like the presenters also said, a lot of people will feel discriminated against. This is the reality, right? The poor will always be among us. So the poor will feel discriminated against, even feel bad, right? But then, what do you guys think? Should Bishop David Ibiyeomie apologize? Drop a comment in the comment section.